Hello everyone, StrangeTemplar here, and welcome back to Cudgeldeer. Yes, that's right, one more episode of Gnomoria is coming your way. We are still in the midst of getting everything started. Everything is still very sloppy, but I have a bunch of things that I want to do today. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mine a little hole in the wall. Literally just a small hole in the wall. Since all of our people are falling asleep on the job, I want to make a quick little area where they can actually get a little bit of rest and get some, a little bit of shut-eye. And what we're going to do is we are going to build some straw beds. Now, we're going to use wheat straw, and they oops, hold on. Cancel job. Hey, we can click on cancel job again. Ah, that's great. All right, furniture, straw bed. And we're just going to build 5 of them. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to build 4 and 5. And it's just going to be an area outside of the rain. It's raining right now, actually. So a place for them to keep dry and get a little bit of shut-eye safely. It's not the most efficient bed. It literally is just a pile of straw on the ground. So not too much better than just sleeping on the ground itself. But hey, any little bit of extra rest that our gnomes can get is going to be more time that they can be productive and get more work done. We still have stone blocks being made, we still have planks being made, and hopefully here soon, let's see, workshop, we need a stonemason very quickly. We have a chair ready, we are missing a chisel and a workbench, so hopefully soon that will come to fruition. So, we also have the crate, dang it. Let's cancel one of these crates. Just because crates are going to be important later on for storage, but right now I really want to get these industries up and running. So we'll go ahead and let that go. Hopefully, these guys will wake up soon and get started again on cutting down some trees. It's going to be really hard to sleep if someone's cutting trees down right next to you. I feel really bad for their headaches in the morning. And everyone's just falling asleep on the job. This is not good. But we have our walls coming up, and like I said, we aren't going to completely wall ourselves off. What'll happen is eventually, probably right here, we'll build a gatehouse. We'll have one standard entrance into our base. The thing about it is, you can't any longer just wall off your base and be completely immune from things. Now that there are goblin raiders, they will spawn in eventually, and they will try to steal an item of value. If they can't get into our base, they will be leaving empty-handed, obviously, but the next time that they come, they'll bring tunnelers with them, and the tunnelers will spawn on the edge here somewhere and create a goblin tunnel that after time, if we don't catch it, it's going to create a tunnel inside our base somewhere, and the enemies will just come straight into our base. So it's almost better to deal with them when they come the first time, so that we can determine exactly where they come in and be able to handle it much easier that way. So that's something that we're going to be doing here soon. But I do want to keep these ramps in place, at least for the next little bit. We don't have to worry about invasions right now. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these little strawberries and cottons picked up. And we'll probably go ahead and fell some more of these trees just to clear up some more of this area. Forage. Those strawberries over here. There's one. Get these cotton. And it takes quite a bit for us to get a cloth industry going, unfortunately. We have to get at least one bone, and so we could either get the bone from a yak, which requires obviously killing off our yaks, or killing off something once a baby's born, or we have to wait until we're invaded by goblins or find some animal out here that we can butcher down for meat and bones. So it'll probably be about a year or at least a couple seasons before we get any kind of cloth works up, which is really disappointing because cloth obviously will be needed for any kind of bed, will be needed for bandages as well. So if we get injured, we start out with 32 bandages, and they should be in here somewhere. Probably in this crate, I would guess. Contents, yeah. Cotton bandages. We also start out with a copper helmet, copper breastplate, and copper helmet, which is the starting equipment for an army, or at least one soldier anyways. So we do have a little bit if we need to get, a couple people armed. We'll have at least a little bit of armor for one soldier, who hopefully will take the brunt of any attack. And we'll have that going for us. But right now, I do apologize since this is a rather slow start. And what I'm going to do is I am going to up the priority of this so that hopefully we get these chairs and workbenches made as quickly as possible. We should be able to hopefully make a stonemason. No, we're still missing the chisel and the workbench, so let's up these priorities here. So hopefully... Now, BK, why are you... Oh, it's because these guys are agricultural. Let's see, BK, what is your profession here? You're a crafter. And you should have carpentry as... No, not miners. Not miners. Crafters. Should have... Yeah, they have carpentry. So it should be working on that instead of creating the blocks. Oh, there we go. We have... Talon... Talon's a female. That is not going to go over well with Talon. I apologize, Talon. Talon is actually not a female, so we may have to rename him to something else for obvious reasons. That would be confusing. But at least now we have that underway. And once we have the masonry up, we'll be able to create a saw blade, which will let us create a lumber mill, which will therefore make it so that we no longer need these crude crafting benches anymore. They're very, very, very inefficient compared to the fully built pieces. So hopefully we get this chair built quickly. We can actually move this chisel up in priority as well. And then both of these will be making planks. These guys are just hard at work getting our grows working. We probably should work on... first of all, let's get this put back into there. Let's go ahead and make another small farm for cotton, so we can get that going as well. And why aren't these guys moving the grain down? I have it set to clean floor. This should hold any kind of grain. Oh, straw. We also want it to... There we go. We need it to hold straw, not grain. Grain is used to make bread. Straw is used to make beds. Breads and beds. It's a fairly large distinction. A fairly important distinction anyways. Hopefully, these guys will be done soon. I think I'm going to go ahead and return once something exciting has happened. Hopefully we'll have a masonry and a lumber mill fairly soon. Alright, and we're back. We finally have everything made. One problem that I had is that this workbench, or this crude workbench, had the workbench that we needed all the way down at the bottom of the priority, and this carpenter wasn't even set up to make a workbench at all, and so it was taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. Then I set it up to be built, and my professions have all other work-related issues far more important than building itself. So it was just sitting there for a little bit, but finally we have it constructed. And now with this stonemason, what we can do is we can make some stone swords, stone axes, and some stone hammers, which are fairly crude weapons, but something that we can use in the very beginning in case of emergencies. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and create a saw blade. Chisel is another thing that we're going to want, and we're going to want to make sure that we have at least one of those. We can also make some tables and chairs here. We can make doors, we can make knife blades, which are going to be used for butchers and kitchens. We can make hearths, molds, and furnaces, which would be used for the smelters, for any kind of metalworks that we might have. And we're also going to want to make a trough, which is going to allow our animals to eat, hopefully. And I still don't know why that's not being picked up. Clean floor. Let's make that a priority, please. Is there anything else? Okay, they're planting right now. Hopefully, once they're done planting, we'll have them run around and clean. There we go. They're finally starting to clean up a little bit. Perfect. All right, they're picking up the saplings. Hopefully we'll get some of this dirt cleaned up. But what are you making right now? Probably the chisel, I would assume. We should have, for the sawmill, we should have our saw blade ready. Now we're going to need a chair and a workbench. Workbench is going to have to come from here, I believe. I don't think you can make a workbench here. You can make a regular old table, and we can use a stone chair for the lumber mill, but an actual workbench is going to have to come from the carpenter. So while they're working on that, I think what we can do is we can go ahead and start mining a little bit more. Perhaps what we can do is if we fell these trees and we forage, we can build, or we can dig down this area. Same with over here. We can work on getting these guys. Fell these trees. We can start working on building or creating a little more area down here. Also, I want to start doing some exploratory mining. There are several different types of stone in this game. So far, all we've seen is this bauxite, which is a reddish color, but there's different stones such as basalt, marble, granite, sandstone, serpentine, lapis lazuli, and such like that. But what I want to do is kind of do some quick little shafts here just to see what kind of stones are in the middle. Usually most of the stone is grouped together, so the bauxite that we saw here probably goes all the way up to the top here without too much break. But if we dig down lower, we'll find some other stones most likely, and if we dig into these mountains, we'll probably find a little bit. So a little bit ugly, but I just want to see if we can get some other stones, and I want to get out here and mine them out before we have to worry about any kind of goblin invasions or anything like that. So let's get that one down. And we are also going to want to fill that one right there. And we should be good to go. Hopefully, okay, we have one person mining right now. Hopefully we find some stone. Looks like more bauxite. And probably it'll be bauxite over here if he finds anything at all. Nothing. Unfortunately, that's a fairly shallow. Let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. Should be able to find something under there. Most likely bauxite, though. And nothing under there. Dang it. Yeah, looks like we're going to have to do some digging or some exploring. Well, we might even have to do some trading to get some different colored stones, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's doable, but it'd be a lot easier if we had other stones readily available for us. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. What are you doing? Who are you and what are you doing? You are Zen, and you are a laborer, and you're unhappy. Well, that's not good. Also, you're a female, which you're not. Dang it, I have so many people who are going to be mad at me for being females. But we'll figure that out when the time comes. What do you mean you don't have anything to do? You should have plenty. See, there's nothing to do here. Let's go ahead and make some more crates then, which should give you a job. We have nothing over here. I guess we could start working on... Let's go ahead and make a knife. And I don't really want to work on the stone swords yet. Let's see, do we have everything that we need for a sawmill? We do. We can go ahead and get that built as well. Can we fit it over here? Not quite. Okay, we'll just throw it right here, and that will get us some planks. With this sawmill, we'll be able to deconstruct this building and that building, which will be great. And we have crates coming in here. Anything else that we need? We might want some barrels. Actually, I know that we're going to want some barrels. We're going to want at least 3 barrels so that we can make a brewery. And what we're going to do here, we have 181 birch logs. That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to make, let's say we want 10 birch planks at any time. We're going to want 10 pine planks at any given time. And eventually we're going to want some apple and orange wood. But for now, all the woods have the same amount of value to them. So it's really just what we want to be looking at the most. Pine is a little bit darker than birch. But all in all, they mostly look the same. I think it's applewood that has a really orange color. And then orange wood is more of a grayish wood, and so there's some good contrast that you can make with it. But yeah, we have the sawmill is already busily making planks, which is great. That'll also reduce some of this wood that's just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. And these birch crates are empty, so let's go ahead and clean the floor here, and that should get some of these logs out of the way. Now, one thing that we need to worry about are golems. I'm not really sure about the spawning rules, and they're relatively new, so I haven't even experienced them yet. But if you have a lot of resources on the ground, not in a storage area... Did we lose this as a... Did we lose this as a stockpile? That's not good. That was supposed to be just a general purpose stockpile. I don't know what happened there. We'll do that. Priority 7. And that'll work. So that'll get all this stuff picked back up. And hopefully these logs will start going into the crates. But yeah, if there's a lot of unsorted goods just on the ground, whether it's dirt or logs or whatnot, they have the ability to, or there's a possibility that they will coalesce into a golem of sorts. Golem, not golem, from Lord of the Rings, but a golem, as in a magical entity that wants to kill my gnomes. And so that's something that we want to try to prevent as much as possible. So I want to try to get these stockpiles up as quickly as possible. And plus, let's not forget, it just looks better when the floor is clean. So that is something to keep in mind as well, is just how much cleaner everything's going to look. So let's go ahead and build a couple more crates here. Whoa, we have 8? When did we... Evidently, these aren't considered placed anymore? That's not good. So let's go ahead and place those again. And then we can build crates. These birch crates we can put, I guess, right there. So I don't know why. I guess because it got undesignated. They were no longer considered placed crates, but now that should fix everything up. And so now we're really just waiting on everything to get kind of clean. We want to make sure that our farms are growing. The reason why there's nothing growing right here is because this is considered clay floor, whereas the dirt will work for planting and harvesting. So we could replace this with dirt instead of clay, and it looks like our strawberries are already starting to get harvested, which is great. The next thing that we're going to want to do is make a distillery, which requires, 2 barrels. So we need 1 table and 2 of any barrel, and we can go ahead and, I guess, sit this right over here. And we're going to want that because our drink is slowly going down. Our food is going to be able to stay stable because we have the strawberry fields and we have the wheat fields, but as well as all of the fruit trees and whatnot. And we should probably go ahead and forage some more of these oranges and whatnot just to get some more food in our kingdom. Those guys are going to go ahead and forage. Perfect. And then over here, we want to make wine, and we should probably craft it to 128 is what we started with. We're already down to 85, and we're only 7 days in. We're like halfway through the month, and we're almost halfway through our drinks, so we want to make sure that we're crafting drinks as much as possible, and we should probably, now that we have that, set one person up just for the brewing. So let me see who's best for it, and we will get them set up for it. 1 second. Alright, well, it looks like Motion is going to be our brewer with a brewing skill of 28. So he's going to be the one to do all the brewing. I set up a new profession. We have a workshop as the top priority, and brewing is considered a workshop job. And if we ever get back up to the amount of drinks that we need, he'll also help out in agricultural and farming, and I also have him set up to hauling. But I assume even with only 9 gnomes, he's pretty much going to be a dedicated brewer. That's all he's going to be doing, is just sitting right there and brewing. And to help him with that, we need to designate a stockpile here, and we are going to put goods. We want not straw, food, fruit, strawberries, apples, and oranges. And with those, he'll be able to make some wines, and we can also build some crates here. We don't have any built right now, but by setting that up, it should generate the job over here. If we unpause, maybe not. Anyways, they should get built. Let's go ahead, come down here. Crate, we want to make 4 of them so that we can store all of our fruit. And then we want to make 1 more stockpile. right about here or so. And this is all going to be temporary. We'll eventually move it once we have all of our layout somewhat figured out. It's really haphazard now, but it'll get better here soon. I promise. I promise. We're going to set up drinks there, and we want to build storage barrels, and we'll build 4, which means that we're going to need 1 more barrel made as well. And those can be made with any planks. Shouldn't be an issue. And so, with all of this foraging being done... No, not cut clippings! That's not what I want you to do. That is not what I want you to do. I lied when I told you to do that. Come on. Cancel this job. Not cut clippings. Forage, please. Get all of the fruits and everything and bring them back home, too. Would be great. Okay, perfect. The nice thing about that, though, is they were getting orange clippings, which will help us fill in this area. And we can actually get these all filled in. So we have actual grows without any breaks. No, not pasture. No, not pastures. Dang it. Remove designation. No, remove designation. There we go. Okay, we want grows. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and that's just gonna go. We should hopefully start seeing our drink count move up. It's gonna bring our food count down, obviously, because these fruits that he's making will be turned into drinks, but that'll be okay. Hopefully our drink count will start to go up. And we're sitting at oh, there we go. 83 drink, finally starting to go up a little bit. And because he is only going to be doing the brewing and hopefully being the only one to do the brewing, he should be able to gain quite a bit in skills by doing it. So we should... Oh, we're going to have other people joining in on that, aren't we? Well, hopefully, being his primary profession, we don't have to worry too much about conflict. But if it does become an issue, we will remove the designation from everyone else so that they aren't able to brew. The other option would be to assign this to motion specifically, preventing anyone else from being able to use it. But for now, at least, while motion is sleeping, we have someone brewing and hopefully bringing this drink count back up. We do have our yaks producing milk as well, which is great. So our drink situation hopefully won't become a situation. Now it's the food situation that we have to work on. But last thing I want to do is we want to build a trough. And if we put this in the pasture area, our rancher will automatically fill that with wheat for our yaks to eat. So that is going to be one less problem for us to worry about as well. So, with that, looks like bauxite is going to be the primary stone in this area, which is fine. It's a colorful stone, but I wouldn't mind getting some basalt or marble, you know, something with a little more monochromaticness. How's that for a word? But I like the contrast of, you know, the black and the white versus the natural colors of the wood and bauxite and serpentine, those colored stones. So hopefully we'll be able to find some sort of shaded stone here soon. And if not, well, we'll have to trade for it from the merchants if we absolutely have to. But that is a problem a long time away. For now, though, we have our farms starting to produce food. We have our gnomes out foraging for even more food. And we have beverages being made. So hopefully we don't have to worry about starvation anytime soon. And with that, I think it's time to leave you, as everyone in Cudgeldeer takes a nap and plays with the yaks. Thank you as always for watching, though. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. I do apologize that there is a lot of very small, tedious tasks being done. Hopefully soon we can start working on kingdom beautification and really focus on narrowing down everyone's jobs to something very specific, and hopefully get our economy up and running when we do finally meet our neighbors. But for now, I will leave you, and thank you again for watching. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys next time, but until next time, and as always, don't be a stranger. Take care.